Hey, how you doing, everybody? It's Mike Sopka with both mics. Hey, Mike Taylor, my partner in crime, is not going to be here today, but that's okay because I got another partner in crime going to join us here in just a minute. It's a surprise right now. I'm setting up the camera here, or at least trying to. I'll set up the camera, and then hopefully our special guest will be here in just a minute. I'm fighting with this phone here. Oh my. Well, you can see me kinda, huh? How about like this? Just waiting on Donna to make her appearance. Let's see. Donna? Are you there, Donna? Come in, Donna. Earth to Donna. Come in, Donna. Hello, Donna. Hello there. Hello there, Donna. See, I'm typing in your name here, and you're not showing up as a viewer yet, Donna, so you're not there. And I'm trying to punch up everything on my end here to get you in here, but not having any luck. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see. No, I'm not going to do any of that crap. We're good with that. The camera's good. I just turned it around again. I'll turn it back around. There's something with the lighting. I think Donna's watching now. We just got to get her involved here. We'll get her on here. It feels like I'm in the rainforest here with all this noise, all this stuff going on. Hopefully Donna's here. She's just trying to get here. I'm trying to get her here, and I don't know how to do that because I'm usually on this end, not on that end, if that makes any sense. So hopefully she'll find a... You push on the screen, and it'll say something like push to join, or ask permission to join, or join video, or ask permission to join video. I don't know. I'm new to that end there, so we'll just keep trying. It's all right. I'll turn the camera back around again, hitting everything on my end, waiting for Donna. I'm searching. It looks like Donna's watching, but because there is a viewer, but I don't see her here. Like I'm typing in Donna's name to send her something on my end, and I can't do it. So I'm live without a net here, by myself, solo. I have a bunch of crap to talk about, but having some challenging technical problems with our special guest host here, so no big deal. We'll get it straightened out here shortly. As soon as we can get her on here, we'll get her on here. How about that? Yep. Just waiting. Just waiting. Let's see. All right, Donna. On the link there. How about that? There's Donna. And I'll put Donna's name there so she can see that I am here and I am waiting for her. So I should just be able to touch the screen and it should say something like ask to join. Nope. It's Debbie, I see, is there watching. Just waiting on Donna now. If I can get Donna in here in the room, that would be great. Oh, there's somebody that did a like. There's Donna. Let's try this. Let's add her to the live broadcast. Let's do that. It says it's adding her now because I was able to see her. Let's see what happens. Hey, there I am. And
hey, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
No, I did it. My husband's fingers go away.
All right.
All right, I'm here. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Great. I've been here for a while, trying to get on. So now
Well,
I'm here.
let me make sure I introduce you properly. First, let's introduce the show properly. Let's do that. Welcome to both mics, everybody. I am Mike Sofka. Normally, on the other side there is my cohort, the other Mike in both mics, Mike Taylor. He's away on some family business right now. I feel like I'm in a rainforest. You'll hear a bunch of cicadas and crap here, but Anyway, with me, joining me, kind of sitting in for Mike, is Donna Marini. Now, Donna has her own podcast that's recently started, and it's called Just Donna. And Donna's a magnificent person. So, Donna, welcome to the Both Mikes podcast. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get my camera position, all the stuff I was supposed to be doing instead of a fantasy football draft. I'm going to do all that stuff right now live as we're doing it. So,
Okay.
that's what's going on here, okay? And by the way, it is fantasy football season. If you play fantasy football and you need some help, you want to win your league, go ahead and look me up. You can find me anywhere on the socials. You can find me just about everywhere. I run a site called Winning Fantasy Football and Hall of Fame Fantasy Football. I can help you win your league. Everybody would be going, what the heck happened? This guy used to not win. Now we're giving him all our money. I'm trying like the dickens to get this thing to work here to set it up. Well, we're going to go with this. Okay? You can look up my nose. How's that?
That's good. That's good.
All right, so tell everybody about yourself, Donna. I'm going to pull up our agenda for today.
Well, I'm Donna. I'm Mike's sister, and I broke my neck in an auto accident 34 years ago. I'm now a C5-6 quadriplegic. I have my own business, Sunbands. It's awesome. We have unique sunbands. We have,
That's sunbands.us, is that right?
yes, SUNBANDS.
What is a
dot
sunband?
It's a headband. It's really cool. It's like sunglasses and headbands put together. So yeah. And then we have some cool paintings, some cool drawings that are on there, and you could put the drawings on T-shirts and
Now your
some other
headband there
things.
said something on it. What does it say on it?
Yeah. Oh, there's all different kinds of sayings, but this one says beach bum because I'm a
Okay.
beach bum.
All right, but you can get your favorite school, your college school, your team name, whatever you want, basically, right?
Yes. We have Gators,
All right,
FSU
cool.
for those people. We have all
Those
kinds
people. Okay,
of. Well,
nice.
there's a game
That's a
tomorrow. So.
That's a running joke that Mike and I have. We were at a meeting one day in a restaurant business. It was about 200 of us in here, and somebody asked a question about something, and he goes, well, those people. And I was like, who are you calling those people? Like that. And everybody laughed, and we all just left the meeting, left the dude standing there. It was great. So anyway, welcome to Both Mics, everybody. We are stripped, raw and stripped down here. We don't have any fancy studio production. You're just getting just us, just our golden voices and the crap that we spew here. This is a show about nothing and everything. Welcome to episode 140. 140 of these shit shows. Can you believe that, Donna?
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very good.
We normally have like a little like a little music coming in, and then the lady introduces us and says, ladies and gentlemen, now introducing the worst fucking podcast you've ever heard. Both mics, like that. And then the audience claps, and then we do this other bit here on a show called Alien Update. This is where we talk about some people. So I don't have the fancy intro or none of that, but let me explain what the Alien Update is. This is where we're talking about people that are obviously, well, aliens or have some sort of alien intervention in their lives. We're talking about Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the guy behind Amazon. We're talking about Richard Branson. We're talking about Bill Gates. We're talking about people that have more money and have advanced us culturally, socially, through technology. And these are the richest people in the world. Don't tell me out of 7 billion people on the planet, these 7 people are that much more ahead of everyone else. No, they're either an alien or they've had alien intervention. They know an alien's giving them shit. They've gotten this technology that has advanced us to the point where it's almost ridiculous. And this almost becomes like the Elon Musk hour. I know we talk a lot about Elon Musk, but for good reason. And NASA just awarded him another $1.43 billion, would it be, dollar contract for 5 more astronaut missions. Donna, do you like Elon Musk? You know who that is, right?
Oh, I know who he is.
Okay.
I'm not really a fan.
Oh, okay. Why don't you like Elon Musk?
Well, because he liked Amber Turd,
All
and
right.
donated a lot of money to her. So, I don't know. I don't think people should be donating money to him.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, it's not like they're
Money.
donating money. He's sending people to space. He's taking
Well,
them there. It's a job. He's like the bus driver. Don't hate the driver, hate the destination.
well, I just don't. I'm not a fan. You asked, I could act like
Fair
I'm a
enough.
fan.
Fair enough. What about what he's done with Tesla so far?
I thought that was cool at the beginning, but now there's a lot more cars like that. So who
What
needs a
about
Tesla?
him? What about him trying to buy Twitter?
That's what I'm saying. He tried and then backed out, right?
Well, why did he back out?
I don't know, because he was going to lose money.
No, because 40% of Twitter is fake. It's run by bots. And what
Uh,
they've been doing is at Twitter as a company has been misappropriating funds. They've been misrepresenting themselves and saying that they only have 4 to 5% bots. Now, 4 to 5 versus 45% is a big deal when you're talking about 200 million. So almost 100 million of the accounts on Twitter are fake.
okay.
So he found that out doing his due diligence here, doing his research. He was able to get behind the green curtain and look, and he looks and he goes, "Oh shit, this isn't what they told me it was. No, I'm not giving you all this money." That's like getting on one of those. You like Reese cups, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's like getting the 3-pack of Reese cups, and you open it up and there's only one in there. It's a small one, just one.
Yeah.
You're like, "What the hell? Where'd this other stuff go? What happened? You told me there was 3. It's just one. What?"
Or you open it and it's just chocolate. There's none of that peanut butter.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what happened there. But anyway, like him or hate him, you got to admit, dude's pretty smart. Dude's made a lot of money, a ton
Yeah.
of money. Richest
Yeah.
dude in the world.
Yeah. Like I said, if it took to Amber Heard, I liked him before then. So
Hey,
what?
they're not together anymore, and from what I
Okay.
heard, she really shit the bed in that relation. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So now he's cool.
Yeah, right. So Elon Musk has this other thing that he does with Starlink. Are you familiar with Starlink?
Yep.
All right. Starlink, for those people who may not know, maybe the first time you're hearing this is the bunch of satellites. There's over 2,000 satellites right now. It's going to give us, wireless internet all over the place, high-speed internet. It's not cheap. It costs about $600 up front and then like $110 a month or something. But, it's still restricted as where you can get it and how you can get it and all this stuff. But they're running it in schools right now. They're doing it in schools. They're running it in public school districts in Arizona, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, South Carolina, Texas, and Virginia. I've already started using Starlink, but it's not cheap for them. It's not any cheaper for them. Like, they don't get a discount or anything. So what's your thoughts on Starlink going into public schools? Do you think that's a problem? Do you think that's good? Do you think it's bad?
Well, I think it's great if it's going to give the kids the internet access, but then again, you're a billionaire. Give them a deal.
Yeah, that's how dudes like him stay billionaires. They don't give people big deals. They probably tip big and they probably do stuff, but they're not much for giving stuff away. However, he did send over a bunch of Starlink units to Ukraine during the war here with Russia. So I'll give him credit for that.
Okay, that was good.
Did you ever see when he was showing off the truck that they're building at Tesla? Has the
No.
Yeah, it has like unbreakable glass on the truck. So the first thing
No.
he does is he takes a sledgehammer and he smashes right through the glass on stage in front of everybody. Like it didn't work. It was like,
Yeah,
oh my God.
I did hear about that. That's great.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the electric cars? How do you feel about that? Are you gonna buy one? You're gonna run out and get one?
No, because I have a special vehicle, and right now they don't make it in the vehicle that I drive. And when
Well,
they do, I
Mhm.
think it'll be difficult to plug it in and leave it plugged in. Yeah.
Well, picture this, if you will. Picture what just happened in California this weekend. And California, they're very progressive. They just said by 2035, they're going to have all electric vehicles. You're not allowed to register or buy a new vehicle if it's not electric in 2035. It's right around the corner here. It'll be here before you know it. Okay. They can't keep their power grid up as it is, and they want to add another 35 million cars to their power grid. They go on brownouts. They shut the power down. They tell you, okay, if you have a car, you can't charge it this weekend. Charge it on Monday instead, and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. My whole thing with the electric car is this. Oh, it's much better for the environment. And see, gas is so expensive. You won't need to buy gas. Gas is expensive because the current administration wants it expensive to try to push everybody into this Green New Deal shit that's all hocus pocus. You want to go green? Fine. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. All right? You can't drive from here to New Jersey in your car. They did a test on that. The guy had to stop 6 times to charge, and guess what happened all 6 times? It took 4 to 6 hours. He said he slept more in his hotel room, came out, and the car still wasn't charged.
Yeah,
So
that's what
picture that in your situation, Donna. You're out in the middle of nowhere, and you run out of battery, you run out of charge. How do you charge up that vehicle? You know what they do? They bring a gas-powered truck carrying a diesel-powered generator, and they plug it into your car. All the people that say, oh, yeah, you won't have to buy gas. You can just plug it in. Okay. Well, you already told me you can control the electricity, which is going to control where I go. But I can just plug it in on a couple of days. That's good. That's all fine and good. Okay. Where does the electricity come from? Well, it comes from the electric plant. Okay. Where do they get the electricity? Well, they burn coal and convert it to electricity. Oh, so it's coal powered. No, it's electric powered. But how did it get the electric? Through coal. Okay. That's why I don't like where we're going with electric vehicles and shit. I'm not going to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to do it. Speaking about being stuck out in the middle of nowhere, Universal's new ride is not doing too well. Did you hear about this?
Fear Factor.
Well, it
Oh,
wasn't
not
what
Fear Factor. Fast and Furious.
Yeah, have you been on that? Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah, I've been on that.
Now you go to the park a lot. You have a pass.
Yeah.
How many times you been on it?
Twice.
Okay. So tell me about your impression from start to finish. Do you remember much of the ride or no?
Yeah, it's a little rough for me. It's a simulator, so you just sit on it and it just kind of moves around, and it makes it look like you're going through on a car or a bus. You're on the bus in the movie.
You're on a
And
bus.
yeah, I'm not a huge fan. My husband liked it. He loved it. I was like, go figure, because no one else likes it. So
So you don't like? Are you a fan of the movies?
yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, the queue line is better than the ride.
Why
Walking
do you
through the
say
queue
that?
line. Well, even the employees told me that. Whoops, sorry, Universal. But a couple of employees said the queue line, because you get to see all the cars and all the stuff, and the ride. Eh,
Well, they're
I've
talking
been
about they
there.
might scrap that whole ride.
Yeah, I've heard that a few times.
Supposedly they're working on a Minions themed ride. I can't wait for that. Don't they have something like that already though?
Yes, they do. They do.
Why
But
is this?
I think they're making more Minions across the street from Minions, where Shrek used to be.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway,
But
if you're looking to go on Fast and Furious, it's probably not going to be there. That's what I'm saying.
so if you want to go, go now.
So,
While
do
you
you
got
like
your chance.
Universal better than Disney? Disney better than Universal? What do you like better?
I like Universal better than Disney at the moment because I don't know. Been to Disney a million times, and well, now I've been to Universal a million times, but
What
I
about
like the rides.
what about the accessibility of both places for you?
Oh, they're both pretty accessible and great. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, it's a good thing we're not in Jackson, Mississippi. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, but no. It's in
Well,
Mississippi.
yeah, they've had a lot of flooding. They've had a lot of problems. So in Jackson, Mississippi, and this is according to CNN.com, so this must be true. Jackson, Mississippi residents told to shower with mouths closed as water treatment plant repairs continue on day 4 of the water shortage. That's all.
Okay.
You can use the water, just don't let it enter your body. Well, I don't think I want it on my body. If it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when
Anyway,
I heard that, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, don't open your mouth. I'm like, well, then I don't want it on my hair. I don't want it to get in my eyes. I don't want it in my
right.
ears. There's obviously something in that water.
Well, they have a problem with the water pressure, the systems and everything. They've gotten pumps. They're trying to get things flowing again, but it could take a while. It could take months. They're handing out like the military's there. They're handing out cases of water. They said the first day they handed out 35 pallets of water. So if you know, like you could fit like 24 or so of those bottle waters in a case. And on a case, I think there's like 16 or so on a level. And then they go up about 8 levels. And then 35 of those that could fill, that's basically two 18-wheelers full. Because each 18-wheeler can usually hold about 18 pallets like that. So
Yeah, I
great.
did see that on the news. I saw the army guys with the big things of water passing them out, put them in trucks.
And you
So
know,
that's pretty cool.
Mississippi's kind of like us. They have the same type of weather we do here where it's hot, it rains, they can get storms. And this shit could easily be happening right here in Florida. Are you ready for something like that? Do you have your supplies?
No, 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 no. I've lost power during hurricanes for like 8 days, and it's horrible. So, and no, no, not ready.
Have you
Don't
lost
have a
water though?
generator.
Because the water will still run, right? When you have no
Yeah,
power.
yeah. I never lost water, knock on wood. So my water is still good.
All right. Well, I feel bad for these people, but here's the thing saying the site says they ran out of 2,700 cases a day earlier before everyone in a long line could get one. She had to pay, this lady still had to pay her $100 water bill, and she can't use the water. This is her big complaint. Well, I get it. I mean, yeah. Why should I
Yeah, but
pay my water bill? You're not giving me water. I guess once they get everything hooked back up, and as they're hooking it back up and stuff, you have to do the boil water thing and all that. I don't know. It's kind of hot to be drinking hot water. You drink
I
hot
know.
water,
I
right?
drink boiling water right now.
The EPA recently announced 74.9 million in federal water and sewer infrastructure funds for Mississippi. So that's how they solve problems in this world. They throw a bunch of money at it. There you
Hmm.
go. There you go. So I found this interesting, and I'll tell you about why I find this interesting. I'm gonna shoot this out there. This is according to WashingtonPost.com, so it must be true. Okay. LukOil Chairman dies in mysterious fall from Moscow hospital window.
Right.
Yeah, so here's a guy who's CEO of the Russia's second largest oil company, and he falls from a hospital window after he was being treated after suffering a heart attack.
Yeah. You just happen to go look out the window and fall.
I, I'm just wondering where Hillary Clinton was at this time because this looks like her MO here. I just all right. So table that aside, okay? Just put that aside for just a second. This story about this Russian CEO falling out of a hospital window. At the same time, the feds are searching a Park Avenue high-rise, Southampton estate in a Russian oligarch probe. So now they're looking for this other highfalutin Russian guy here, Veskelberg, a billionaire and close ally of President Vladimir Putin, who heads the Moscow-based Renova Group, a conglomerate encompassing metals, mining, tech, and other assets, according to U.S. Treasury documents. The U.S. seized his $90 million super yacht off the coast of Tango, which is on the Spanish coast, in early April, I guess because they were doing all that stuff. This is how they get back at Russia with sanctions. They go after these big people with a lot of money who know Putin, and they know if they lose their $100 million yacht and all their wealth, they're going to go crying to Putin, and maybe they'll get somewhere. Find it interesting that both of those things are happening at the same time, don't you?
Yes, pretty interesting. Don't have a Putin comment. Sorry. I do. I'm biting my tongue, so I'm not gonna bring.
You don't like Putin?
Well, I was gonna say I know where Putin could get some money from, but he'll
Yeah.
never collect it.
Where's that?
Now let's keep it.
Oh, all right. Have you watched Saturday Night Live in a long time? Have you been
Oh
watching
my
that?
God. I it's not DVR, whatever. It's taped every Saturday. Love it. Ever since I was a kid with you, being little kids, sneaking and watching it.
Well, yeah, but I think it was funnier back then. I mean,
Oh yeah. But I've watched it through its bad times, good times. It's what you gotta do. Be a fan.
they say three more SNL cast members won't return for the 48th season. And
Yeah.
they said they named these people, and I have no idea who these people are, okay?
Oh,
Hang on, there's
they're
a pop-up
great.
block in this thing here. Hang on here. Let's see. Stars Melissa Villaseñor, Alex Moffat, and Aristotle Athari won't be returning.
Yeah. They were great. They were hilarious. I think the first one did AOC,
Yeah.
and the last guy did I can't think right now, but yeah, no, they're great.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it anymore. I like the classics, I guess. Maybe that's just getting old. Everything was better when you were younger, right?
Right. But if you
Everything.
DVR it, then you just fast forward. You watch a little bit and then you fast forward. Get to the news. The news is always pretty good, pretty funny.
All right. So this jumped out at me online when I saw this headline. It's according to BuzzFeed, so it must be true. Dolly Parton just released a line of wigs for dogs, and somehow it makes perfect sense for her. Do you have a
Yeah.
dog? You don't have a dog, right?
No. But dogs need to look classy too.
Stop with that. Are you serious? What would you say if you went over to Brian's house and he had a wig on his dog? Come on.
Well, that's a little different. He's got a big guy dog. You don't need a wig on that. It's those little
But
cute
that,
ones that they put in their purse, you know.
yeah, but do you ever see those people that push the dog around in a little baby stroller?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's
And I'm
that's
like, I'm looking in the store and I'm like, man, that is an ugly baby. I mean, who the hell puts their kid, their dog in
that
a
that's why you put a wig on it, so it won't be so ugly.
so people think it's a kid.
Yeah.
So if you had a pet, would you buy a wig for it from Dolly Parton?
No. Well, I wouldn't get a pet, so I wouldn't have to worry about the wig.
Yeah, this is just a fluff piece. This is no real nothing. It's just the headline grabbed me. I was like, who the hell buys a wig for their dog? And then I started to think about it, about all the people that push their little puppies around in the strollers and crap
Yeah.
like that. So apparently we're going to the moon again. We talked about Elon Musk taking NASA to the moon again. And they want to go back to the moon. Here's my thing. I don't know if we ever went to the moon. Do you believe we went to the moon?
I think we went to the moon.
Well, I was at the place in New Mexico where they filmed the moon landing, and it was picturesque and everything, but there's recent discovery that Stanley Kubrick, he's the one who did big movies like 2001 Space Odyssey. Stanley Kubrick has come out and said he filmed the moon landing on a closed set, like here on
Huh?
Earth, like we never went. And
Yeah.
I find that fascinating because if you think about it, your phone has more power than the entire craft that went to the moon and back. On less power and less storage, less memory, less capability than the phone you have, took a bunch of guys to the moon and back.
I don't know. I have a friend that lives I have a friend I have a friend that lives around the corner that is big into space, and so, you know, I that's why I believe it. He tells me stories, and
Would you go to the moon? If it was possible for you to go to the moon one day to visit, like if it turned into a tourist attraction like Florida or something, would you go?
well, after 100 or so people went, and it was, yeah, I'd go check it out. I check everything out at least once.
Well, they say Mars would take 7 months to get there if you went there conventionally, but I'm convinced that they can uh, bend time and essentially time travel through wormholes or what have you. I'm a fan of that. I think that's how aliens. Oh, do you believe in aliens? Do you believe there's aliens that come here and visit us here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my sister caught some on camera right outside her door. So I'm like, whoa.
What do you mean right
Yeah.
outside her door? Were
She
they?
was, she went outside to bring her dog out in like at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then she videoed these things, and then they just shot away.
Oh,
And
they
I've
was in
seen
the
that.
sky with some sort of craft in the sky.
Yeah, these like white do 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 do.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I was just making sure it wasn't. She didn't see little green men walking around or
Oh,
something.
no, she just saw the things that carry the green men.
All right. Have you ever seen on our show here? Um, I interviewed an alien. Have you seen those? Have you seen her?
No, sorry. I
That's all
have
right.
seen I've seen I've seen your show, but I didn't see that, but I'm sorry.
Her name is Blue. She
Okay.
um, she is an alien entity. She there's 6 episodes. You got to watch the. Just go back and look through. And if you're just hearing this for the first time, this is great. Go to the YouTube channel or go to the bothmics.com page, and you can find uh, the archived videos there. So, maybe you want to catch up on stuff like that. When you hear something, and you don't get something or you don't understand. Trust me, I've done whole shows on a lot of stupid stuff. And Mike, Mike, my co-host, doesn't believe her at all. He doesn't believe her at all. He thinks she's nuts, and all. I don't get that sense. We were on the air like this, doing something live, and she said something like, well, like I can do this certain language or something, and some animals understand me, like birds. And I said, what do you mean? And she said something. She was like, and all of a sudden, these birds all started singing all around her. I was like, motherfucker, really? I was like, damn, that is real. But she's told me about she's had healing powers. She can talk through telepathy with people. I asked her if she was ever a mind reader, and she said she thinks she can do that. Not read minds like a carnival act, but through telepathy and so forth. Very interesting stuff there. So she might
So
have her own show here soon too. So
yeah, so that'd be the next thing I should binge watch, right?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Binge watch both mics. Blue Crystal and Phoenix is her name. And each episode has a picture of like an alien or something on it or something there. But they're interesting. They're about a half hour each. It's not too heavy stuff, but there is some interesting stuff she talks about the good versus evil, about our planet, about we're not waiting for the aliens to come here. You know why?
Why?
They're already here.
Yeah, okay.
They're already here.
That's
She
right.
says there's a class of aliens living under the earth, inside the earth. She says there's a base in Antarctica.
Oh,
I mean, who's gonna prove her wrong? Who's gonna go? Oh, I'm gonna go to Antarctica and prove
yeah.
you. You can't go to Antarctica. There's a reason. There's a reason. Do you think our government would lie to us about those things? Do you think they would lie to us about that, or do you think that they don't believe in aliens or what?
I don't have an opinion. I don't
They
know.
they say that they're dripping out disclosure, like they show here's footage from F-15 or whatever, and they show the footage, and he's following this tic tac looking thing going really fast and everything, and no, they're dripping it out there. Because see, here's the thing: if they just came out one day, if the president came out one day and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is an alien from Mars. Come on over. Say a few words," people's minds would explode. We couldn't handle it. You can't just drop aliens on people. You got to come in a drip at a time. You got to do it a little bit and casually mention it. This is
Hmm.
possible. Then the opposite is true as well. They could be baiting us into something called a false flag. You know what a false flag is?
Yeah,
It's when
it's not true.
something isn't what it's presented to be. It's done nefariously. So be on the lookout for that. Aliens could be coming to us soon. I asked Mike, my partner there, you know, if he had a, like, let's say he was going to meet some aliens from another planet one day, where would he like to meet? You know, well, from what planet, like in our solar system, for instance, would you like to meet the, yeah, I said, would you like to meet Martians or Venetians or people from Jupiter? He said, no, Uranus. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Good one.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So what's going on in the world of Donna? Tell me that.
Oh, nothing much. Same thing, different day.
You
Just
go to movies a lot, right?
oh yeah, yeah. I just
Tell me the
saw a
movies
movie.
you like.
Oh my God, I can't even think of the name of the movie I just saw. Well, I did just see E.T. for the first time in 40 years, so that was pretty cool because they were
First time
showing
ever?
it.
You didn't even see it
Yeah,
that long ago? Why
nope.
didn't I know that you never saw that?
I never saw it, and it was in the movie theater because I guess 40-year anniversary. And the oddest thing, I did a photo shoot. I was on the cover of the brochure for Universal Studios on the ET ride. Never
And you
saw
had never
ET.
seen the movie.
Nope.
Nice.
Been on the ET ride many times. So now I need to ride it after seeing the movie, so it makes sense. Because when I was
So was
watching the
the
movie, I was like, oh
but
wow, that's why that's on the ride. But
so was
anyway,
the movie better or worse than you expected it to be?
it was nothing like I expected it to be. It was good, but I expected Drew Barrymore to be like the main character. I didn't know there was a couple other brothers. Yeah, I had no idea it started off with the spaceship. The only part I ever really saw was her in her room, like, ah! And yeah, so I thought I saw the movie. Nope,
All
pretty
right.
interesting.
All right. What other movies have you seen? You saw the Elvis movie. You said that was good, right?
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. That was great. And Maverick movie was great. And I just saw a movie the other day, but I can't think of the name of it.
Yeah. Now you mentioned Maverick. You saw the original Top Gun, right?
Yes, yeah, that was
Did it
awesome.
kind of pick up right where the other one left off, but like maybe 30 years in the future? Is that the way they played it or what?
Yeah, they bring little snippets, for the young people who haven't seen the other one and they blend it together. And I don't want to give it away, but what's his name comes back, Maverick comes back as the teacher
Tom
and
Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Yeah.
He's running in this movie, right? Because he's always running. Whatever
Oh,
movie
I
he's
know.
running.
I saw it like four times because like the first two times I forgot to see if he was running. And I was like, oh my God, I don't think he runs. And then there's a beach scene, so he's running. And then there's a part where he has to run and jump into the bunker thing. Yeah, so he doesn't get blown up. Anyway,
How
yeah, it was
about
pretty good.
didn't he have a love interest in that with Kelly McGillis? Does she make a return?
No, but there's some other lady. And I'm telling you, I've seen it like four times, and I saw it a couple times with my husband, and we're like, who is that lady? Was she in the first movie? But yeah, I don't know. I need to watch the first movie again and see who she is. So I know. It's like I have no idea who that lady is. They kind of insinuate that she was in it, but I don't think so. She has a daughter, and it's like a, oh wow, you're back. Yeah, I don't
Now
know.
you're killing me here. Killing me small. Let me see if I can find out who's in this thing.
That's why you got to see a movie four times. You go back, you go once with your mom, you go once with your dad, you go with your husband twice. Make sure it's on the big screen, not a
Jennifer
small theater.
Connelly is in it, and Miles
Exactly.
Teller. Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, and I don't think she was in the first movie, but it was like, oh, you're back. She's a bartender.
Val Kilmer was in that. How'd he
Exactly.
do?
Yeah. Tom Cruise said he wouldn't do it if Val Kilmer was not in it. So he
Yeah,
talked about
he's a lot different now than the movie.
because he's
Ed
got
Harris.
throat cancer, and
Yeah.
he didn't want to do it, but he did a great job.
How did his voice sound with throat cancer?
He was great. Oh, he didn't talk. He wrote things down.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know
He
if
didn't
he
walk,
can talk.
he didn't walk around one of those voice things. Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. He didn't do
No,
that.
no. And now you're making me guess. No, he didn't. He wrote. because every time Tom Cruise would say something, he'd write it down or type it in the computer.
All right, so it was a must see. You think if you like the first one, you definitely like this one?
Oh, yes, definitely. My mom's never seen the first one, and she loved the second one. So I was like, there you go. Now you'll go home and watch the first one. She also hasn't seen E.T. though, so.
You know, my band Cheap Trick has a song in that first one, Mighty Wings. Take me on your mighty wings.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I played through the credits.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't the
So,
Highway to the Danger Zone hit that what's Kenny Loggins or Messina or one of those guys did? I don't know which one. So when you go to the movies like that, you have a neat thing because you have like a monthly thing. Is that right?
right. I am unlimited. I can go whenever I want, as many times as I want, every day, all day. Yes, I do.
All right. So when you do that, you bring your own snacks, or you buy from the place at
Ah,
$184.
you know, I buy, because with your pass, they send you deals, or they all of a sudden you get free stuff and you get points. So then the points add up and you can, yeah, you get it all for free. So it's worth the $21 a month because, it costs however much to go see one movie. So if you see two movies a month, it pays for the pass. So there is why I go see Top Gun 4 times, because why not?
Well, it makes sense too. It's indoors. It's hot as heck normally in Florida,
Right.
especially in the summertime. So I get it. It makes sense. It makes
Right.
sense.
And like Elvis, I saw that 3.5 times. And the halftime was because the day he died was just recently. So I went and saw the ending of the movie on the day he died on the way home from Universal Studios.
Now, do they show that situation? Because supposedly he died in the bathroom. Do they show that, or how's that work?
No, no, they didn't show him dying. They just showed him in the limo and saying goodbye to his daughter and wife and going up on the plane and taking off and then they showed scenes like that's it. He died.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now, was there anything in the movie that, like, did the guy who played Elvis, did he at least look and sound and act? I mean,
Oh,
you were convinced it was Elvis?
oh my God, this guy is amazing. He's gonna win awards. He's gonna win everything. He was awesome. And we're talking he looked like him and sounded like him from young age to old age. To young Elvis to fat Elvis. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but he was amazing. This guy was awesome. Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm trying to look up this guy's name. Who is it here?
I know him, but I can't think of it. It's gonna drive me
It's all right.
crazy.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
He's awesome. And then I saw interviews with him like on talk shows, and you're
Hmm.
watching him, and then they show a clip, and you're like, wow, yeah, I can see that that's him.
Adam
He's
Butler,
no, that's not the guy who played Elvis.
Austin Butler.
Exactly, I think.
All right.
Yeah,
Tom Hanks is in that movie too, huh?
he is.
Does
Oh,
he
yes,
play
he is.
Colonel
He is.
Parker?
He plays the Colonel. Yeah, he's a bad dude. That's a terrible story. I mean, it's a
Tell me.
great story, but it's a
Well,
story that
everybody thinks that Colonel Parker was the guy who created Elvis or found Elvis and helped Elvis out and did a lot of great
oh,
things. But I'm
he's
hearing in
the
the
guy.
movie he's not such a good guy.
Yeah, he's the guy who stole Elvis's life. He pretty much Elvis was locked up in Las Vegas. He couldn't go anywhere, and he never knew that this guy sold him out to pay off his debts, his gambling debts. Yeah, he made a
Oh,
deal. He made a deal with the devil. He made a deal with the Las Vegas people, and all Elvis wanted to do was go tour the world, and he's like, oh, okay, we'll do that, but first, do this, and somehow he talked Elvis into it, and then he was like, there's security, there's death threats, okay, we'll do a tour around the United States first. And then he's like, well, how's that any safer? He goes, well, because we have better security here in America or whatever. And so he did that and then brought him back to Las Vegas, and then Elvis figured it out and found out, and on stage he called him out. He's like, this guy, he robbed me, he's a loser, he's a liar. and I quit. This is my last show. And then all of a sudden that guy, Elvis was leaving. Elvis has left the building. Elvis was leaving, going to get on his plane and go tour the world. And his dad, he was waiting for his dad, and his dad's like, "No, we can't go. Look at this bill. We owe Las Vegas all this money for these shows." And he's like, "We don't owe anything. I've been here. He's, got my life, my blood, sweat, and tears, and yeah, he just conned him. It's terrible. It's a sad movie. It's a great movie. You
Does
need to
it
go
show
see it.
when he went into the service? Because he
Yes.
service, he was in the
Yep.
army.
It shows him he shows that he went over to Germany and that's how he met Priscilla. And he's like, that's the only time I got to leave the country was to go and be in the military. It's
So what
terrible.
did he do in Germany? Was he just a performer? He was there to rally the troops and stuff, or what? I don't
Yeah, I
understand.
don't know. They didn't show that. He was just in the service. The only thing they really showed him in the military, he was in a hotel room or in his dorm or whatever you call it, because the military guys came running in when he was with Priscilla, and yeah, they didn't really show him in the field doing stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he was like on the front line, like tossing grenades and shooting dudes. I don't think that was
Yeah,
his.
I have no idea. They didn't show any of that, but it was a great movie. A
What other
must
movies?
see.
Others? Any other movies?
Oh, I can't think of the ones I just saw, but yeah, no, I don't know. Sorry. I'm kind of caught off guard. I have to yell like, "Hey mom, meatloaf." I could yell for my husband, he could tell me.
No, it's all right. You're all right. So tell me more about your Just Donna podcast. Tell me about that. Is that something you like to do? I know you've done a couple shows, but tell me
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I think it's great. I just was basically telling my life story, telling how it's gone down from the
Now,
day of breaking my neck to where I'm at now.
tell everybody about the name of the show, Just Donna. What's the origins of the name Just Donna?
Just Donna is pretty awesome because my dad, he always has to rhyme everything. And so when I was a kid, he'd be like, Donna Badonna or whatever. I'm like, no, no, and just Donna. And he would do something else. And I'm like, no, just Donna. And he'd go, okay, just Donna. And I'm like, no, just Donna. Okay, just Donna. And anyway, it drove me crazy because he would call me just Donna. And it works out great now because people are like, you're a quadriplegic, you're this. And I'm like, no, I'm just Donna. I'm not handicapped. I'm not a quad. I'm just Donna. So it's appropriate.
All right. All right, I like it. I like it. So check out Just Donna. You know, just starting out here, but she's gonna pick up the pace. I know she's got a crappy producer. Anyway, check her out. She's got a YouTube channel. She's all over the socials. She's got stuff everywhere. Anywhere you find stuff, just like the both mics, just like What's Hot in Florida, just like Winning Fantasy Football. Wherever you find stuff, you could find Just Donna. Apple, iHeart, Spotify, all those places. You'll be able to see video if you want, or just the audio, the podcast if you want. YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff. So be sure to check that stuff out. Um, Donna, the summertime going back to school situation here, everybody's a little more careful with driving and how they're driving and stuff. Does that affect you any in your daily driving or the routes you go?
No, not really, except for one time about 12 years ago. I was going and didn't really realize that it was in a school zone, and yeah, I got pulled over. And I
Did you
don't do that,
dig it?
but no, no. Poor me, girl in a wheelchair. So I got lucky. I have
Yeah. Well,
gotten a ticket before, so it's not like I just get away with it. But
now,
that was because that guy pulled me over for the second time. He's
oh
like,
my
no,
God.
he's like, no, no, I've already pulled you over. You're not lost. And I was lost. I mean, I knew where I was, but I was lost. I didn't know how to get to where I was
Nice.
going. And that's what I said to him. I'm like, I'm lost. He's like, no, you're not lost. This is not the first time I pulled you over.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, do you like the time of year it is here now where you go into the stores and there's Christmas crap up already? I mean, it's August. Or
No,
how
yeah,
about,
I like it. I enjoy it. But then by the time Christmas gets here, I'm like, oh my God,
well,
I'm
how
so
about
tired of
pumpkin spice?
Christmas.
Everything's pumpkin spice now. Do you like pumpkin
Yeah.
spice stuff?
No, I don't like pumpkin. So I'm not a pumpkin fan.
Are you a Halloween fan? You're a fan of Halloween?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are
Who's
some of
not?
the things? What are some of the things you dressed up as for Halloween in the past?
Yeah. God. I dressed up as the Liberty Bell when I was a kid. I dressed up as Scarecrow. Oh my gosh, that was horrible because I had real hay all stuffed in me. I dressed up as, I don't know, many things. I was Dorothy not too long ago from Wizard
The
of
witch
Oz.
was the putty nose and the green face and all
Oh,
that.
yes, I did that when I was a kid. I've done it all.
What was your favorite? Did you have a favorite?
Um, they're all pretty my favorite. They're all great because I kept winning contests because my mom was awesome and did some great costumes.
All right. So, do you still have in your adult life have you dressed up for Halloween?
Yeah, I was Dorothy from Wizard of Oz in a wheelchair. I was Michael Jackson in a wheelchair. It's pretty
Nice,
cool. Yeah.
nice. Is there anybody else that you wanted to be that you haven't been yet? Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna do that costume, or I'm gonna do this costume.
I thought about being Superman, but that's really bad.
I think
You
it's
know,
great. I think it's
I
hilarious. It'd be
I
great.
know. I couldn't do it. I was tempted so many times and I'm like, oh, that's just wrong.
Well, see, I've kind of pigeonholed myself with the beard here, so I can't exactly take this thing off. So one year in recent past, I went as the wrestler Randy Macho Man Savage, and Lisa went as Ms. Elizabeth. We were all dressed up, and doing the oh yeah and all that stuff. It was great. And then in the most recent costume we had, we were Cheech and Chong. I
Oh,
was Chong and she was Cheech. It was great. She had a mustache on and everything. It was funny. It was really good.
that's funny.
Yeah, so it was funny because I had this idea to be Tommy Chong, and I found online I could buy this vest that he wore. It looks exactly like what he wore. It was like a jean vest thing, and it was like $50. So I showed her. I'm like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna get this for the." You don't need to get that. You can make that.
Uh,
I can make it. No, you can make it. I'm gonna buy it for $50. No, 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 we can make it. We're just gonna get this and that and this and that. $78 and 5 hours later.
uh.
I'm like, really? I
So it's not pink nose and pink lips. It's not.
no, 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 but it did come out great. It did come out good. It's still have it.
Well,
So
that's
I got
good.
that like a costume in the closet ready to go. So anyway, you say by the time Christmas gets here, you're it's overplayed, it's overdone, it's outdone. You're done with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they start Christmas music, and I love Christmas music. I could listen to Christmas music all year long, but yeah, by the time Christmas gets here, it's like, ah, come on. It's like Halloween stuff. There's some cool Halloween stuff. They've been having that out forever. So, but it's cool because you go in and there's like this scary doll, and she was on a rocking horse. Oh, very creepy. Her eyes were all black, and then you push the button, and the black eyes turn bright red, and she's singing a song, rocking. And I was like, $25. I'm like, oh, I kind of wanted to buy it, but then you don't want to buy it because it's in your house, and say at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's all quiet, and then all of a sudden you're.
You're like, what the heck is that? Nope,
Yeah,
I'm leaving. Nope,
yeah.
gotta go. Too
You
bad.
invited that into your house for $25.
Yeah, you
It's
paid to have that there. Good job.
stupid.
So you like Universal, you like Halloween. Have you been to the Halloween Horror Nights?
Oh yeah, yeah, many
Do you still
times.
go to that, or is that such something you've done in the past, or what?
No, I went to it a couple years ago, and that's probably the last time I'll go. It's way too crowded, especially for me in a wheelchair. It's insane.
Remember going over the person covered in roaches and then the one person covered in
Oh
rat?
yeah, yeah, that was the best. Yeah, they were
How about
like
the
down below you. You Right. That was the thing. You'd walk over them, and that was cool for you guys. But when I would ride over them, it's like I couldn't see, and it probably scared the crap out of them. They looked up and they're like, "Holy crap, what is this?" So,
How about the people that like clowns and dressed up as scary people, kind of lurking around and trying to scare you and stuff? You've encountered those or no?
well, yeah, but they don't scare me because I'm like, really, dude? I'm more scared that I can't get out of this area. I don't need you jumping at me. I'm like, get out of my way.
So when Halloween comes around, do you get a lot of trick-or-treaters at your house?
Yeah, not too many because where we live, we're the first house up off of, of the beaten path. So they come, but I usually am out with my nieces and nephews, so the light's been off for so many years that the 1 or 2 Halloweens I'm here, they're kind of surprised when the light is on. We buy some candy, but then we're left with a bunch of candy.
Well,
And we
that's
have
what I
to
was gonna
eat it.
say. What is the candy that you give out at your house? Because that's how we judged houses when we were. Oh, they got the full size baby Ruth over there. Everybody's running over to that house.
Oh yeah, no, I get good candy because if it's left over, I'm gonna eat it. So so yeah, I'm not skimping. I'm not getting like those whatever they are, those orange cones. What are those things called?
You remember getting pennies from people?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Penny, milk duds, and what else? What else was word? Candy corn. You like candy corn?
That's what I'm saying. No, I hate those. Those are ridiculous.
So
They
your
look like
go-to stuff is chocolate then.
chocolate, the Reese's. Yeah, good stuff.
How about so let me ask you, when kids come by, do you give them one thing each, or do you give them like a couple
Oh
things?
no, I say pick what you want. Take what you want. Yeah.
Mm. What
Until the
about
kid takes a whole bunch of them, you're like, seriously? Hold
did you
off,
ever
dude.
the bowl out front? Please take one, and then somebody
Yeah.
comes by and takes the whole bowl. We used to do that.
Right.
I
Right.
know.
The evening starts, you put the bowl out, take one. You go out there like an hour later and it's all gone. And you're watching. There was only like 2 kids that came and they took it all.
Now, are you a, a pillowcase trick or treater or a plastic pumpkin trick or treater?
Oh, pillowcase all the way. You could fit a lot more.
Or right, you just go home, you drop that one off, pick up another one, or empty it out
Mm.
on the bed. Remember when we were little? Halloween used to be an all day freaking thing, man.
Thank you.
I mean,
I
it was
know.
daytime. Now
We
it's
got
just
up
like
first.
2 hours in the evening.
If Halloween was on a Saturday, score. We got up. We went out first thing in the morning. Came home, dumped it down, went back out. We went all over. It was
And then
awesome.
we had mom and dad had to take us to all the relatives, so we got to hit them up and hit their friends and neighbors up too. So it was like we were scoring all day.
Right, but I don't know if that was just a New Jersey thing, because when we moved down here, everyone was like, no, remember we got up and went out, and people were like, what are you doing? You can only go out after dark. We're like, what? What are you guys, crazy? You're
No, they
missing
had
out.
cabbage night or mischief night, like the night
Oh,
before. It was always a big
yeah,
deal.
that was great. I
Not
remember
not
doing
so
that.
much in Florida though. They don't
Yeah.
take kind to open up windows and rolling toilet paper on their trees and shit. They lock you up for that shit here. They'll shoot
No.
you.
Right. Well,
They'll shoot your ass. Anyway, it's
it's kind
almost
of
time.
crazy. It's kind of crazy when you're 5 and your mom gives you a bar of soap and says, go out and soap up. And we went out and soaped up the neighbors' windows. And
Hey,
then,
get out of there! What are you doing?
she's like, what? You weren't supposed to soap up the neighbors' windows. I was like, well, it was the nearest car. I'm
Right
5. What do
there. Yeah, I'm 5. I
you
don't want to walk that far. Christ. We walked down to Grandma and Grandpa's house that one time, like 2 blocks down. We were like 5.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got in
that's
trouble.
far.
Yeah, got in trouble for that. Whatever. So it's almost time to wrap this thing up here. So one of the things I do on the way out is we plug stuff. We talk about some friends that are in business or people we want to say hi to or whatever. So I'll go first, okay? And then if you have anything you want to add or say or anything at the end, hey, that's great. You're welcome to it. But I want to encourage everybody to check out my friend Gino Losi, Ginolosi. He'll put you on the big fish. I'm not a fisherman, all right? But he said, hey, you want to go fishing tomorrow? I said, yeah, I'm not a real fishing. No problem. I got everything you need. No problem. Just show up to dock. He says, I'm going to call you later tonight and tell you what time we're going to meet at the boat ramp. And I'm like, all right. So he calls me and he goes, we're going to meet at 2. And I'm like, in the morning? Because it's fishing. You got to get up early in the morning, right? He goes, no, in the afternoon. I go, well, isn't fishing like a morning thing? He goes, just trust me. It's not gonna be hot. It's gonna rain. It's gonna have just rained. Okay. Then there's gonna be more rain coming. The barometric pressure is gonna have dropped off, and at a certain point on a lake, there's a shelf underneath the water, and all the fish are just gonna be hanging out. We're gonna cast right on top of their heads and start pulling fish out like crazy. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. No way. Dude, that's exactly how it went down. It's exactly 207. I'm pulling in these monster fish. It was crazy. It was nuts. It was like something you'd see on TV. And like, no, they edited it. No, that was real shit. So check out my man Gino Losi. Go fishing with Gino. Check out my friend Night Fan Stan. Jet Set Printing for all your printing needs in Central Florida. Yeah, that Night Fan Stand. The UCF Night Fan Stand. And then check out my friends at the Melon Patch Theater in Leesburg. Dustin Levine and company doing a great job. Go catch a play. Buy some advertising, donate some money. They do comedy stuff there, or join. You get up there and you're an actor. Go ahead, act out there. Dustin will cast you in a production there, I'm sure. So anyway, hit up my friends there. Go visit those people. Tell them both Mike sent you. Whatever. Donna, you got anybody you want to give a shout out to? You got anybody you want to say hi to or anything?
No, I wasn't expecting it, so I don't know. I
Oh,
did. I did just experience a really cool thing I found here, and it was in
all
the
right.
Oviedo Mall, and
Yeah.
it's actually like where a store was, and they have acting classes, and then they have shows. So I went and saw a show in the Oviedo Mall in a little store. I can't think of the name of the thing, but yeah, it was pretty cool. So
That's a great plug. I got this thing I went to at this place. It was
yeah,
about this
I
time.
know, but it's like I could yell Mike, and he could tell me the name, but yeah,
All
sorry.
right. So if
I
you're watching us on Facebook Live, again, I apologize. Stripped down raw, but that's okay because you get to see the real thing here, okay? So here's what we're going to do. In a couple minutes, we're going to come back live again. This has been show number 141. I think I said 140 before. Yeah. No, it's
141.
yeah, it's 141. And then we're going to be right back live on Facebook Live with 142. So if you're watching this live, by all means, stick around. There's going to be another brand new video about the same length, almost an hour, maybe 50 some odd minutes here. So we'll be back in just 5 minutes. See, I'm an old guy and I have to go to the bathroom in between shows as well. Anyway. All right. We'll talk to you later. We'll see you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon. Donna, I'll be talking to you in a few minutes. All right?
See you in a minute.
All right. Say it.